Hey, fellow evolvers, Tina here, and welcome back. If you're new here, this is the space where we keep it real, raw, and honest. I'm not here because I've figured it all out. I'm here because I haven't. I'm still evolving, still healing, still learning how to choose myself every damn day. And maybe you are too. Because growth, it's not some step by step process. It's a wild, unpredictable ride full of highs, lows, breakthroughs, and breakdowns. Am I right? Some days you feel unstoppable, and other days you're just barely getting by. But no matter what today looks like for you, I want you to hear this. You're not alone. I'm right here with you. And here's what I know for sure. You're not here by accident. You're here because something inside you knows it's time to do life differently. You've spent years holding it together and always showing up for everyone else, but now you're finally ready to show up for you. This space is for the women who are done pouring from an empty cup, who are tired of being everything to everyone but themselves. It's for the ones who feel that quiet pull deep down, the knowing that there's more to life than just surviving, more joy, more peace, and more purpose. And you're done waiting for permission. You're ready to claim it loudly, fully, and without apology. So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's get into today's episode. In today's episode, we're talking about something deep, something most women don't talk about enough. Not because it's not real, but because it's hard to put into words. It's that feeling of being disconnected in your relationship, not just emotionally, but physically too. You look at your partner and think, I should want to be close, but I just don't. And maybe you haven't said it out loud, but you've been feeling it for a while. I just don't want sex anymore. And it's not because you're angry, not because of some big dramatic blowout, but because you just don't feel emotionally safe. You don't feel close, and trying to be physical when there's a wall between you, it just feels heavy, like forced, sometimes even resentful. If you've been there, where even the thought of being touched feels like one more thing you're supposed to give, this episode is for you. So I actually decided to do this podcast today because I made a video about this not too long ago on TikTok. I saw a clip of a man saying something that honestly made me mad, but also really sad. He said that he doesn't understand why his wife holds all the power in the relationship when it comes to sex. If she doesn't want it, then they just don't do it. And I could definitely hear the frustration in his voice, like, why does she get to decide? Or why don't I get what I want? But here's the truth. The thing that really pissed me off is that what he is calling power is actually just consent. Like, it takes two people to have intercourse. It is called consent, buddy. And she is your wife. And just because she's your wife does not mean that you get access to her body on call, on demand. So it drove me crazy. I was so PO'd by it. I had to make a video of it. Like, she's not weaponizing sex. She is literally protecting her peace. And what he's feeling isn't rejection. It's the consequence of emotional disconnect, because women, they don't just stop wanting sex out of nowhere. It literally happens slowly over time. Like in the moments where love used to live, but now it feels like pressure. In the silence where connection should be, but now feels like tension. And eventually something shifts inside her, not loudly, not dramatically, but internally. deep in her nervous system. That's where the real unraveling begins. And there's actually a name for it. It's what psychologists call emotional withdrawal. And it's one of the most misunderstood responses in a relationship. So here's how it happens. When a woman has asked for connection and is being ignored, or when she's expressed her needs and she's being dismissed, when every hug turns into pressure, when every kiss feels like a setup, when affection is only ever a prelude to sex, she stops engaging, not out of spite, but out of self-preservation. Because when every moment of closeness comes with an agenda, it's no longer safe to be soft. She doesn't slam doors, she quietly closes one inside herself, and her body starts to protect her. Her nervous system starts whispering, something's off. This doesn't feel good anymore. I don't feel safe. And that's when desire begins to fade, not because she doesn't want love, not because she's cold or distant, but because the emotional safety she needs in order to open up isn't there anymore. And I know this can be hard to explain to people. Some will say, but he's not doing anything that bad, or he tries sometimes, he's not that bad of a guy. And maybe that's true, but emotional disconnect doesn't need to be loud to hurt, okay? It's often the quiet tension, the sighs, the tone, the walking on eggshells that wears a woman down over time. So there were a lot of comments underneath my video and underneath his video. So these are words from real women, and when I read them, they really hit me hard. So I just wanted to share the first comment. Every time he wants sex, he suddenly pays attention to me. But as soon as we do it, he disappears into his man cave, and I don't hear from him for the rest of the night. It makes me feel used by my own husband. Wow, that's crazy, eh? She said used, not loved, not nurtured, not emotionally held, but used by the man who vowed to cherish her. And men wonder why women pull away, why their bodies tense instead of lean in, why intimacy starts to feel like a burden instead of connection. The crazy thing is, men just think this is strictly about sex when it's not. This isn't about sex at all. It's about safety, okay? It's about intimacy. She's not just distancing herself to be difficult. She's distant because she's being disappointed over and over again. Her body is simply telling the truth her heart has been forced to swallow. And when emotional connection is replaced with pressure, that's when it all starts to unravel. Because at the root of it all, it's not about sex. It's about that emotional safety women need to feel connected. And here are a couple more comments from women who are living with this. One woman commented, the poke in the side at 6 a.m. after being ignored for days. Or another woman, he calls me names during the day, then wants me to be soft at night. Another woman writes, the only time he touches me is when he wants sex, and that's a huge turnoff. Another woman comments, I don't even remember the last time he's complimented me, even after I asked. This one, super powerful. She says, I feel like I'm a light switch, like I'm supposed to just flip on when he's ready to go. This is what emotional detachment looks like. It's where your mind checks out long before your body ever does. I know one woman said, it's not always the big fights. It's the 1,000 tiny moments where connection is replaced by coldness. And another woman said, I accepted this when I was younger, not anymore. Heal or leave me alone. The crazy thing is we go through all of this and you still start to doubt yourself. because here's where it gets tricky. Some days he does try, and some days he cracks jokes, he rubs your shoulders, you have great moments, and for a second you think maybe things are getting better. That's the cycle. That's the push-pull dynamic that keeps so many women stuck in toxic relationships. You get just enough connection to keep questioning yourself, but never enough to feel emotionally full. So you start second guessing everything. Am I overreacting? Am I the one creating distance? Maybe I'm just too sensitive. But here's what I need you to hear and really believe. You are not too sensitive. You are finally awake. Awake to the fact that emotional labor, pressure, or guilt don't belong in healthy relationships. Awake to the fact that love should feel safe, not conditional. Awake to your own worth, even when someone else refuses to see it. And once you finally see it clearly, that you've been doing emotional gymnastics just to keep the peace, that you've been questioning your sanity while carrying the weight of the entire relationship, that what you've been calling love has been draining you instead of nourishing you, that's when something in you shifts. You stop trying to earn your place. You stop chasing crumbs and calling it connection. And you start asking the most important question of all: what about me? So if you saw yourself in these women's words, in the comments, in the pauses, I hope you give yourself credit for something most people avoid. You faced it, you didn't minimize it, you didn't explain it away, you listened and you recognized yourself in it. That alone, that's strength. What you've been doing isn't overreacting. It's responding with honesty to the dynamic that no longer feels good in your body. Pulling away isn't petty, it's clarity. You're not shutting down, you're waking up. And maybe for the first time in a long time, you're starting to see it clearly. You've been showing up for everyone except the one person who needs you most, and that's you. You've been stretched, softened, overcompensated, all to keep the peace that was never truly mutual. And now you're done disappearing. You're ready to reclaim the parts of yourself that you buried just to keep the relationship from falling apart. You're ready to stop walking on eggshells and start walking in your truth. So I'm creating something for you. It's not a course, it's not a checklist, it's a transformation. Something that helps you come home to yourself, where you stop managing people's emotions and start honoring your own, where you stop shrinking to survive and start expanding to live. This is for the woman who's done waiting to be chosen, who is done evaluating love with suffering, who is ready to belong fully to herself. And when the time comes to share it, I want you to know it won't just be a program. It will be a return to your clarity, to your power, to the woman you were before you started apologizing for your needs. No pretending, just you, grounded, seen, and finally free. It's called Deeply Rooted. It is from healing from the inside out, where emotional safety, self-trust, and grounded clarity begin. So if you want to join the wait list, you can check the link in the bio and get early access, exclusive bonuses when enrollment opens. I'm super excited. I think you're going to love it. Because this isn't just about healing the past. It's about creating a future where you feel emotionally safe, deeply grounded, and fully expressed in your body, your boundaries, and in your life. Okay, my fellow evolvers, that's it for today's episode. If this made you feel seen, email me at talk@evolvingwithtina.com. I love to hear from you. It truly, truly brightens my day. And if you know a woman who needs this message, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with her, send it her way. Let her know she's not alone and not the only one going through this. So until next time, keep evolving, keep glowing, and never stop showing up for yourself because you matter. Much love.